In the small town of Crestwood, Emma begins her journey through the twisted corridors of her childhood. She paints a vivid picture of her early years, overshadowed by the specter of her selfish older sister, Claire. From the days of shared toys to family vacations, every memory is tainted by Claire's self-centered nature. As Emma recalls, Claire treated my belongings as if they were her own, a pattern that persisted from our early years. Even on family trips, which should have been enjoyable, Claire's complaints echoed louder than our laughter. The dialogue that filled the family car during those trips becomes a haunting memory for Emma. "Mom, can we go somewhere else? This place is so boring," Claire would whine, disregarding the efforts their parents made to create a harmonious family environment. Emma's narration is punctuated with snippets of conversations that illustrate the strain in their sisterly bond. "Can't you share for once, Emma?" Claire would demand, an air of entitlement evident in her voice. As the shadows of their childhood unfold, Emma's frustration becomes palpable. We certainly couldn't be described as close sisters. She reflects with a tinge of sadness, revealing the emotional distance that had grown between them. The chapter concludes with a reflection on how their parents struggled to bridge the gap between the two sisters. "My parents wondered why there was such a difference between us, even though we had the same parents and lived in the same environment. But my sister never changed," Emma remarks, setting the stage for the tumultuous journey ahead. As the years pass in Crestwood, Emma witnesses a significant turn of events when Claire, her older sister, decides to tie the knot. The prospect of marriage brings with it a glimmer of hope for positive change in Claire's self-centered demeanor, and Emma eagerly anticipates a turning point in their tumultuous relationship. In the days leading up to the wedding, the atmosphere in their home is charged with both excitement and apprehension. Emma recounts a conversation with her parents as they discuss Claire's impending nuptials. "Maybe marriage will settle her down," Emma's mother muses, a hopeful tone in her voice. Emma, too, shares in this optimism, telling her father, "It's a fresh start for Claire. I'm sure getting married will make her more responsible." Her father, a hint of skepticism in his eyes, responds with a cautious nod, "Let's hope for the best, Emma. People can change." The wedding day arrives, adorned with flowers and smiles, yet beneath the surface, tension lingers. Claire's marriage introduces a cast of characters into the narrative, including her seemingly serious and well-mannered fiancé. During the ceremony, Emma exchanges glances with her sister, silently hoping that this new chapter will bring the transformation they so desperately seek. However, as the evening progresses, Emma observes Claire's behavior, ever watchful for signs of change. In a candid moment, Emma's husband, Carl, shares his observations with her. "I thought marriage might mellow her out a bit, but she still seems the same," he remarks, his expression mirroring Emma's disappointment. In a dialogue with her sister during the wedding reception, Emma tentatively broaches the topic of change. "Claire, do you think marriage will make you more considerate?" "We all hope for the best for you," she says, seeking a connection that has eluded them for so long. Claire, however, brushes off the concern, responding with a dismissive laugh. "Oh, Emma, you worry too much. I'm happy, and that's what matters." The chapter closes with Emma caught between hope and doubt, the promise of change hanging in the air as Claire embarks on this new chapter of her life. The aftermath of Claire's wedding unveils a series of dramatic events that plunge Emma's life into disarray. As Emma and her husband, Carl, return to Crestwood after their own wedding celebration, they are met with unexpected chaos. The chapter opens with a joyous homecoming atmosphere, tainted by Claire's disruptive behavior. Emma recalls the warmth of her parents' welcome, only to have the mood shattered by her sister's sudden and inappropriate pregnancy announcement. "Hey, by the way, I'm pregnant," Claire blurts out, a bombshell dropped in the midst of what should have been a celebration. The dialogue that ensues between the characters reveals the tension and discomfort that pervades the room. Emma's father, taken aback, stammers, "Pregnant? But this is Emma and Carl's day." Claire, seemingly unfazed, retorts, "Well, it's my news, and I thought it was the right time." Carl, Emma's husband, exchanges a glance with Emma, silently acknowledging the awkwardness of the situation. This wasn't the right moment for such news, Emma reflects, her disappointment palpable. As the family grapples with Claire's announcement, a dialogue unfolds between Emma and her sister. "Claire, couldn't you have chosen a more suitable time to share your news? It's our wedding celebration," Emma implores, hoping for a moment of understanding. Claire, however, remains defiant, replying, "I don't need your approval. I'm happy, and that's what matters." The chapter delves into the dynamics of a family thrown into disarray, the emotions running high as they try to navigate the unexpected turn of events. As the drama unfolds, Emma grapples with a mix of frustration and a lingering hope that perhaps this new phase in Claire's life will bring about the change they had all hoped for. The chapter concludes with a sense of unease, setting the stage for the challenges that lie ahead. The tranquility of Crestwood is shattered when tragedy strikes the heart of Emma's family. In this chapter, the narrative unfolds with a somber tone as Emma recounts the moment her father falls into a vegetative state. The chapter begins with a normal day taking a dark turn. Emma describes the scene vividly. "The day started like any other, but by evening, our lives had changed forever." The dialogue between family members is sparse, filled with concerned glances and hushed conversations. Emma, her mother, and Claire grapple with the reality of their father's sudden decline. The hospital becomes a backdrop for emotional exchanges and difficult decisions. Emma recalls a poignant dialogue between her and her sister Claire. "We need to come together as a family during this difficult time," Emma urges, attempting to bridge the gap that has widened over the years. Claire, however, remains indifferent, replying coldly, "I have my own life to live. I can't be bothered with this." The burden of caring for their father falls heavily on Emma and her mother, as Claire and her husband display a shocking lack of empathy. In a poignant dialogue with her sister, Emma pleads, "Claire, he's your father too. Can't you see he needs us now?" Claire's indifferent response echoes through the hospital corridor, "I have a life to live, Emma. This isn't my problem." As the family struggles to cope, Emma's father remains unresponsive, a silent witness to the fracture in the family dynamic. The hospital scenes are filled with a palpable tension, the weight of responsibility falling squarely on Emma's shoulders. The chapter concludes with the stark realization that even in the face of adversity, Claire's selfishness persists. Emma and her mother grapple not only with their father's condition, but also with the emotional distance Claire maintains, leaving a haunting sense of isolation as they navigate this heart-wrenching chapter in their lives. As Crestwood grapples with the shadows of a vegetative state, an unexpected twist unfolds in Emma's family. Chapter 5 sheds light on the resilience of the human spirit as Emma's father shows signs of recovery, casting a fragile hope over the household. The chapter opens with Emma narrating the gradual improvement in her father's condition. The hospital room, once filled with despair, becomes a place of cautious optimism. "We had resigned ourselves to the idea that he might never recover, but life has a way of surprising you," Emma reflects, her words tinged with a mixture of relief and disbelief. Dialogue plays a crucial role in conveying the family's emotional journey. Emma and her mother share a tender moment at the hospital bedside. "Maybe there's a chance for him to come back to us," Emma's mother whispers, her voice breaking with a blend of gratitude and vulnerability. Emma, too, responds with a hopeful smile. "It's a miracle, Mom. Let's cherish every moment." The contrast between Emma's hope and Claire's indifference becomes more pronounced. In a poignant exchange, Emma confronts her sister. "Can't you see, Claire? Dad is fighting to come back to us. This is a chance for all of us to heal." Claire's response is callous. "I have my own life to live. I can't be tied down by family drama." As the family navigates this delicate phase, Emma's father, though still in a fragile state, begins to communicate. The hospital room becomes a stage for heartfelt dialogues that transcend the limitations of speech. "I can hear just fine, and it's clear that you won't change," her father utters, his words resonating with a mixture of frustration and determination. The chapter closes with a sense of both fragility and resilience. The family tentatively embraces this glimpse of recovery, aware of the challenges that lie ahead. Emma's father becomes a symbol of strength, his journey reflecting the complex dynamics of a family trying to find its footing amid the tumultuous events that have unfolded. In the aftermath of Emma's father's unexpected recovery, a new challenge emerges, casting a shadow over the fragile sense of unity within the family. Chapter 6 delves into the complexities of inheritance and the strained relationships between Emma, her sister Claire, and their recuperating father. The chapter opens with Emma's father contemplating the distribution of his estate. The tension rises as he grapples with the weight of past actions and their impact on the family's future. Under American law, it's difficult to complete. He confides in Emma, hinting at the legal intricacies that will shape their inheritance. Dialogues between Emma and her father unveil the depth of his disappointment in Claire's past behavior. "I won't give her a single penny. She needs to learn the consequences of her actions," he declares, his words echoing with a mix of resolve and sorrow. Emma, torn between loyalty to her sister and a desire for justice, struggles to find the right words in response. The contrast between Emma's responsible financial choices and Claire's turbulent life becomes a central theme. In a poignant exchange, Emma's father commends her. "You've always been a good girl, Emma. I can trust you with my legacy." Emma, humbled by her father's faith, replies with a nod. "I'll ensure it's used wisely." The dialogue intensifies when the topic of inheritance is broached with Claire. "Sign it, Claire. Don't make this harder than it needs to be," Emma urges, her patience wearing thin. Claire, resentful and defiant, shoots back, "Forget it. I won't come back to this house ever again." As the inheritance documents are signed, the weight of their father's decision lingers in the room. The familial bonds strained by past transgressions are now formalized in legal terms, setting the stage for a new chapter in the family's tumultuous journey. The chapter closes with a palpable sense of both resolution and uncertainty. Emma's responsibility is acknowledged, but the emotional aftermath of the inheritance decision hangs heavy in the air. The family, now bound by legalities, must navigate the consequences of their father's choice, ushering in a period of introspection and potential reconciliation. Amidst the emotional aftermath of the inheritance decision, Chapter 7 illuminates the stark contrast in financial paths between Emma and her sister Claire. As Emma navigates the responsibilities bestowed upon her, she reflects on her financial journey and the stability she has achieved. The chapter opens with Emma's introspection on her financial choices. I've always believed in financial responsibility, she narrates, setting the stage for a narrative that contrasts her prudent decisions with Claire's turbulent financial life. Dialogue between Emma and her husband, Carl, provides insights into the stability they have built together. "We've managed our funds wisely, and it's paid off," Emma remarks, a sense of satisfaction in her voice. Carl, supportive and understanding, adds, "Your foresight has given us a solid foundation. I'm proud of what we've accomplished." Emma's financial stability becomes a beacon of strength as she faces the challenges that life throws at her. In a conversation with her mother, she shares insights into her approach. "Mom, I've learned to manage my own funds and investments. It's given us the stability we need." Her mother, grateful for Emma's resilience, responds with a heartfelt, "You've been a rock, Emma. Your father would be proud." Dialogue also serves to highlight the continued strain between Emma and Claire. "Why don't you ask Emma for help? She seems to have it all figured out," Claire's husband mutters resentfully. Claire, defensive and defiant, retorts, "I don't need her help. I have my own plans." The chapter unfolds with Emma's financial responsibility acting as a narrative backdrop. As she reflects on her journey, the contrast between her choices and Claire's becomes increasingly apparent, emphasizing the impact of individual decisions on the trajectory of their lives. The chapter concludes with a sense of Emma's resilience and the stability she has created in the midst of family turmoil. Her financial prudence becomes a metaphor for the broader strength she brings to the family, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the lingering shadows of the past. In the final chapter, Emma reflects on the peace she has found amidst the ongoing family turmoil, grounded in her financial responsibility and the stability she has built for herself. The narrative explores the aftermath of the inheritance decision, Emma's continued journey, and the tentative sense of calm she has embraced. The chapter opens with Emma contemplating the relative peace she has found. "Life is a series of storms, but in the eye of this turmoil, I've found a semblance of peace," she narrates, setting the stage for a reflection on the journey that brought her to this moment. Dialogues between Emma and her husband, Carl, become a central part of this chapter. "Despite the challenges, we've managed to create a peaceful life for ourselves," Carl notes, his voice reflecting both understanding and pride. Emma, appreciative of the support, replies, "It hasn't been easy, but we've weathered the storms together." Emma's interactions with her mother also play a role in shaping the narrative. "Your father's recovery, the inheritance drama, it's been a tumultuous period, but you've remained steadfast," her mother acknowledges, a mix of gratitude and relief in her tone. Emma, with a reassuring smile, says, "We've come through it stronger. We'll face whatever comes our way." The contrast between Emma's stability and Claire's continued tumultuous life is highlighted in a conversation between the sisters. "Emma, you always act like the good girl. I've never needed your help," Claire asserts, her words revealing a stubborn refusal to acknowledge the choices that led to her own struggles. Emma, with a calm demeanor, responds, "I've chosen a different path, Claire. It's never too late to find peace." As the chapter progresses, Emma reflects on the decision to have a small ceremony abroad rather than a grand wedding. Dialogues between Emma and Carl provide insight into their choices. "We wanted something intimate, just for us," Carl explains, his words echoing the simplicity they found in each other. Emma adds, "It's a celebration of our journey together, free from unnecessary extravagance." The chapter concludes with a sense of closure and the acknowledgement that life's storms may not be over. However, Emma's financial responsibility, stability, and the love she shares with Carl have become anchors in the midst of family upheaval. The narrative leaves the reader with a lingering sense of hope, suggesting that peace can indeed be found amidst the most challenging of circumstances.